Welcome back, everyone, to week 12 of building Ryloth. Let's get into it. Alrighty, guys, so if you don't remember, we were leaving off last week on stationing all of these clone troopers here, and then we actually submitted the Light My Bricks and Bricklink order for the pieces we need to finish the second story. However, that Bricklink order and the Light My Bricks order are both still not here. They're going to be here on Monday and Tuesday, and I dropped this video on Monday, and today is Saturday. So what I will say, I've been waiting for parts to kind of keep going. We did get the other Bricklink order, though, that I actually had submitted at the time I dropped the last video. So that's here and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and get that incorporated on the mock. We had those 3 things we wanted to complete last week. Unfortunately, those are going to be changed because the parts haven't came in yet. So for this week, what we're going to do is we're going to get the roof done for the second floor, which I told you guys I was going to do dark light bluish gray or dark bluish gray. And I have that roof all the way laid out already, pretty much with the first floor already. So I don't need the second floor done. I just need the layout for this because the second floor is the exact same thing as the first. So I'm going to build the roof for that. The second thing we're going to get done is opening up a bunch of my battle packs so we can get more clone troopers on the mock. I'm going to go ahead and get those pieces from that battle pack sorted out into my collection of parts as well. It's a little bit monotonous kind of doing that over and over again, but it is what it is. So it'll be fun to get more clones into the clone army too once this is all said and done. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and rip some battle packs. That's phase 2 of kind of getting the video done. And I'm going to go ahead and make phase 3, finishing the terrain. So in this order, I just kind of got enough pieces to really detail the terrain to its complete perfection. As you can see, there's a little bit of tan left over there and dark tan, and there's just a little bit of sloping I want to get done, cheese sloping, and a little bit more detailing towards the front of the mock. That all is going to get buttoned up. So I'm done with the terrain completely after this week of this video. So that's nice, not having to worry about that going forward. And then once that second Bricklink order comes in and the Light My Brick order comes in, we're going to hopefully finish out the second story. And week 13, maybe week 14 will be the finale, I'm hoping, because week 12 we'll be getting all this done. Week 13 would be the second floor. I'm thinking we might need a week 14 and then 15 as the finale, but hopefully we can get 14 as the finale. So yeah, pretty much at the home stretch of this. I have a lot to do on that second floor, which is going to be next week's pretty much 1, 2, and 3 of parts we're going to do, is completely finish the second floor, which as you can see, there is a lot to do there. But I want to get everything else done and ready to go. And that's why another reason I want to do the roof now, so I can really just focus on getting this second story complete. As you can see here, it is just pretty much on hold while we wait for more parts. We do have parts that came in from this Bricklink order for wall, which I can build more walls, but I really need to get that full flooring done before I can build up, because I may need to reach in there and it's going to be harder with walls all around it. So kind of just putting that on hold until we get that Bricklink order. But let's go ahead and first start with doing the roof, and then we'll get into the fun stuff with opening battle packs. Alrighty guys, so as you can see here, we finished the roof. I'm going to pull back and kind of give you guys a full layout there. So that's the entire of the roof. I actually have the bars on the side here. It's a kind of cool design, as you can see on the top of the roof. This is just bare right now, but the template of itself is done. The bars are done, so this is beautiful. What we're going to do now is just greeble the whole roof. I think I'm going to add a vent on the roof somewhere. I'm not sure yet where, but that'll basically show like an AC unit or something like that. But yeah, as you can see here, these are all open. I'm going to do a lot of greebling and then get the vent on the top part, get the whole roof ready to go. So when we do finish that second story, it can just go right on top. But yeah, this is great. And the inside here, this is where we will actually have the light fixtures, or the light fixture. I think there's only one we're going to have on the center. once that Light My Brick order comes in. But yeah, so now I'm just gonna time lapse greebling and doing that vent design wherever I end up doing it. Maybe here too. It looks like it'll probably fit a little bit better there. So, but yeah, the roof itself is all done. Let's go ahead and get greebling and a vent on here, and then move on to clone troopers. Alrighty guys, so sorry for the audio, I'm not using my mic right now, but the roof is complete. The roof is honestly better than I expected, to be honest with you. It comes off and on. Obviously this is the first floor, so it's not going to matter anyway because it's going to go on the second, but that's exactly how it'll look on the second. So if you imagine this roof basically that like that, but a little bit higher, it's going to be probably up here. So just imagine it there. We added a satellite on top there, and I think that looks good. It spins around. Before I had it, and it was just stuck in one spot, but it would be stuck either like this way, or facing away. So I think this is better just to be able to spin it around. So I made it spin, added a couple other things on here on the back, and then added another antenna down here. And on the front here, you could see just like a gauge thing I made. But yep, that's the satellite. Added the vent that I wanted to add here as well. What I think I'm going to do though, is I have a ladder piece. I used to have like, I feel like 10 of these. So I don't know where they are, but I filled up a whole pick-a-brick as a kid full of these. And I had these still. As a kid, I just like, oh, it's a ladder, cool, I could use it, and I filled up a whole pick-a-brick full of them. So I know I have more. I just got to figure out where they are. But bunch of ladders. I'm actually going to make the second floor go up here, and as you can see here, that'll be the second floor. On the other side, though, I'm going to put a ladder connected to this railing that I made on the roof, which I love this railing, by the way. I'm going to have a ladder basically connect to the railing, and it'll be a way for you to get to the roof from this little platform. It'll be off to the side. There'll be a ladder up to the roof. So I was like, how are they gonna get on the roof? And then I was like, it doesn't really matter that much, but it'd be cool to put a ladder. I have a bunch of these, and I just gotta find the rest. I think one will be fine anyway, because if it's like there, it's not gonna look too bad. But yeah, so at least we have the one ladder to go to the roof, but the roof is complete. It's all done. So nothing else left to do for this. I'm just gonna keep it on top of the first floor for now. I remember last week we were talking about how I needed to make a crate for the old armor to go in, and I realized I do need to make a crate for the old armor to go in. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a crate first for the armor, put it into the first floor, and then we're gonna start opening up some battle packs. All right, the crate is complete, as you see there. It comes out just like that. Oh, it took the piece, but yeah, there's a little piece right there. So, boom. Crate's in there, and then the clones, as you can see, I moved this a little bit over. Clones grabbing. Took the helmet off this guy because he's gonna be grabbing, technically, he's gonna be grabbing the chest armor. I had to think about that for a second. Chest armor, and then the helmets will be over there. And then obviously the leg arms there, leg armor is there, and then they'll toss in the armor there. I think I'm gonna have like a clone commander or sergeant grabbing the armor from them and bringing it in there. And then we have over here 4 or 3 of the battle packs. I have another 4 of them, so I have 7 total. I'm gonna start with 3 because one of these is just gonna be parts, unfortunately. So like the clone troopers in this one, I'm gonna need the chest pieces and the helmets to put into those crates. And then the next 2 will actually use the clone troopers for the staging area. So I'll probably need more battle packs anyway. So I'm gonna have to go to the store and buy a few more. But yeah, for now we'll open up 3, and then we'll go start with that. And if we need more, we'll rip some more. Alrighty guys, so we went ahead and ripped 3 boxes there. I only kept the blue beads from this because this is something I'm going to need later on. But what I did do is I had the spare parts here, and I have the pants here from this first set. The other 2 sets, I used the minifigures already, and we've complete the station area right here. As you see, that's actually going to be the biggest part of the battalion, I realized, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have another set of these guys over here walking up into the ATOT. So we'll need, what is that? 3, 6, 9, 12. We'll need another 11 clone troopers. So another 11 clone troopers, which technically is going to be, I would say, 4 battle packs. So I'm going to have a spare 1 at the end of it, which I have 4 battle packs ready to go in my closet. So I'm actually going to rip those off camera, and I'll do that all later on. I'm not going to do that now because it's just too much ripping and time lapse. It's just annoying. But by the time next week comes, you'll see all the clone troopers stationed up and coming into the ATOT. I also don't want to do it now because there's going to be some commanders I'm going to position over there and around the rest of the flooring and the station area. So I don't really want to kind of give it away now. I would like to save that for next week. So, but yeah, with what we've done so far, it looks great. Over here now, we have the actual setup for the way it's going to be with them coming in. If you notice these nougat faces I have the light nougat. I don't have the dark or the tan, which the tan I have right here. So I'm going to replace these 3 with this tan that came with the spare pieces from the first battle pack that we opened. And I'm going to put those so it looks a little bit better and it matches the rest of the clone troopers. And then we're going to open up some of these tan pieces. I have a ton of dark tan pieces I need to do to finish up the terrain. Completely done with that. And then we'll wrap up the video. That'll be it for this week. And I'm really happy that we got the roof done, honestly. The clone troopers, yeah, that's fun to do. Ripping packs and getting more minifigures in your collection, especially building a clone army, something I like to do. But it is kind of boring and annoying to just do it over and over. So we'll do that off camera, like I said, and so you guys don't have to see all of those packs being ripped and open. And then what I will do also is go ahead and get these clone troopers in here changed out with the correct headpieces. And yeah, so what I'm gonna time lapse next for you guys though is me finishing the terrain. I'm gonna probably move the mock around to the way it would look if you were viewing it, and then I will go ahead and fix up the terrain all over the mock. Completely done with the terrain, and then we will go ahead and wrap up the video, guys. So thanks for watching this far. If you are watching this far, I appreciate you. We are gonna go ahead and get this time lapse going and get Ryloth close to the end, guys. It's bittersweet as I build it. You know, it's fun to build. It's honestly been a great time, but it's sweet to be done with this mock and get the finale video out and make that video and then get ready to do the next mock. Because as you get close to the end of these builds, I feel like I get more and more excited for the next one and the next one and the next one. And so I have more ideas as I'm building. Plus there's stuff when I'm building that I realize like, dang, I could have did this better, or I wish I did this differently, you know? And so stuff I want to change later on. Specifically with the outpost, I feel like the outpost, in my opinion, I made it way more harder for myself, making it not just a square box, a rectangle box. I made it like jagged like this, and like this turning, and like this cut out, because I wanted it to flow with the rocks on the outside. And realistically, if I made this a box, the roof would be easier, the second floor would be easier, and I just made it more tough for myself. Also, another thing I'm going to completely redo now that I've done this mock is sorting. I'll show you guys a little behind the scenes of the sorting that I have here, as you see there. And then if you go to the other side of my room, we have all of my pieces like this, and honestly, guys, this needs to be resorted. I'm gonna probably completely scrap majority of the way I have it organized right now, with pieces like this. Just need to be I'm gonna build a huge thing here with smaller compartments, kind of like this, to where I can have it by piece. That way, way more efficient, way more efficient. And then these big ones I can save for plates and for minifigures and for other stuff too, which is going to be great. But yeah, we're going to completely redo this all before the next mock, which I don't know if I want to make a YouTube video yet, just because it's going to be long amounts of sorting, and I mean long amounts of sorting. So We'll decide whether or not we want to make that a YouTube video, but we will be resorting and doing everything from the top down, just so this looks way better. Not only does it look better, but way more efficient for me to get in and out for the pieces I need to get, so I can work on the mock faster, better, and yeah. So we'll do all of that in another video. For now, let's get the terrain done. Alrighty guys, so we got the terrain pretty much done. I used all, or not pretty much done, completely done. I've used pretty much all of the pieces. I have a few left there, but terrain's good to go. I am going to go ahead and end the video here for this week. And with the few things we need to do next week, the roof, or second floor, and connecting the roof right there to that second floor. I have the second floor there because I'm just going to get it ready. And I did find my previous light. This is old lights from the previous mock, the Bad Batch, or not mock, but diorama, the Bad Batch diorama. So as you can see there, we got those lights there. So I'm probably gonna do a little bit of light fun off camera and figure out what we want to do for lights with those. Now that I have those, I already have the light my bricks coming anyway for the first floor lighting and then the second floor lighting. So not gonna matter much now, but I might use that for like a lamppost, so we're going to have some fun with that. I'll do off camera. But yeah, it is pretty much coming along, guys. Look at that. We have the clone troopers that I'm going to do to walk up into the AT-OT. I'm going to have a commander, probably Jedi over here, and then as well in the second floor. But other than that, I will have the few things that I want to do probably off camera, and that's just going to be getting this area cleaned up and ready for the light fixtures to go into the second floor. But nothing crazy I'm going to do off camera here. I'm going to pretty much just get this all organized and ready for when we do get that order from Light My Bricks and from Bricklink Monday, Tuesday, which is tomorrow and the following day. So yeah, I'm going to get this video completed with the outro and then on to next week. Alrighty guys, so we have completed week 12 of building a Ryloth actually. So we have completed all of the terrain, completely done. Geostructures are done. All of that stuff is complete. We don't have anything left to do with that. Clone troopers are for the most part complete. We just have to get the ones loaded up into the AT-OT and showing that they're loading up into the AT-OT. That's the next. That's going to be next week for sure. We'll do that. The second story is going to be number 2 and 3 for to do next week. We want to get the walls built up. We want to get the flooring done. We want to get the lights done in there. All of that. So second story is the main focus. Now, if we complete the second story and the light fixtures are good to go, and then we get the roof on top, I'm just going to call it next week, button down week, and then the finale. So potentially if we can get that all done in week 13, 14 will be just wrapping everything up, any little things left, and 15 will be the finale. So hopefully that is the case, but next week we will get as much done as we can, so stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.